Right, so I've had a question about drawing and fading the ball. Now, base at impact is the king when it comes to what the ball is going, where the ball's going to start. The path is going to help shape the ball, and it's always really important to remember that. So, in terms of drawing and fading the ball, now, what I want you to realise is that it does depend on your swing characteristics, what you're doing. So, it's me saying, right, I want you to get the club working more on the inside and to draw the ball with a face slightly close to your path, or the opposite for the fade is easier said than done. So what I want to do is I want to explain to you what makes the ball draw, what makes the ball fade, and we're going to start off by trying to hit as straight a shot as possible. Okay, so I'm going to use some TrackMan figures. So I'll hit a shot. And what I've got a string here, ball to target line. The target is my stick. So I'm going to try my very hardest to hit it straight. Okay, right. So yeah, so actually that is pretty straight. So what we'll do, you'll see the figures up here, and what you'll notice is that my face to path figure is very close to each other. Okay, so my club path is pretty square, my face is pretty square to my intended target line, and that face to path figure is very minimal. So that's why I've hit it straight. And there's something called spin axis. I'll explain that a little bit more in a minute, but that's helping me keep the flight of the ball straight as well. So what we'll do is we will have a look at how to draw the ball now. Okay, so I've got on the ground here, I've got this string set up. Now what I want to be able to do to draw the ball is I want to try and move my club path to the right. Now when I do that, if I was to have my face pointing square to that path, all I'm going to do is hit a straight shot out to the right. So what our club face needs to be is it needs to be inside of our club path. So my ball will start in between my club path and my target line, and it will shape back to target. Okay, so I'm going to hit shot now. Now I'm trying to get the club to work up. Now what I'm doing here is I'm setting up square to my ball to target line, and I'm going to just try and get my club path to drop inside a bit more. And when I'm doing that, I'm trying to rotate my face so it's not on the same direction as my path. So yeah, I successfully did that. So my club path was to the right, my face was a bit left of that, so you'll see a minus figure in the face to path, and that's what's helping me draw the ball back. So my spin axis as well, so if you imagine the plane and we're tilting our wings like this, so if you imagine the high point here, your ball is spinning that way, so I'm trying to get the ball to spin back that way, so my spin axis is helping me bring the ball back to my target as much as possible. Right, now let's try and do the fade. So with the fade, I'm going to try and get my club path now to work to the left, and I'm going to try and get my club face to be right of my path. So if I just had a straight club face to my path, it would go straight in that direction, slightly open. It's going to help me take the ball back. Now when we're looking at the face to path figures, if my club face is minus, that means it's closed to my path, and that's going to help me draw it. If it's a positive, it's open to my path, and it's going to help me fade it. So let's give this a go. This isn't my forte. I draw the ball normally. So again, I'm going to set up square, and I'm going to try and feel like I can get my path working across, but I'm going to hold my club face open. Right, so let's give this one a go. Okay, yes, my club path was left there, Face was a bit open. I've hit that pretty straight actually. It's faded a little bit, but I see I hit the stick there. So that's the theory behind shaping the ball. Club path will help the club work in the direction that we want to hit that shape. The face is going to have starting direction. So if my club face is square and my club path is working to the right, I'm going to start the ball fairly straight or slightly to the right, but it's going to draw left of target. If my club face was square and my path is working to the left, my ball might start slightly left of target but fade to the right of target. So club face needs to be in between our club path and our target line, and that's what's going to determine the shape. So this is more of a why does the shot happen. These are all centerness of strike. These are all done out the center of the club. If I'm hitting it towards the toe or heel, then that's gonna straighten the shot up in a certain way or add a different type of spin to it. So there's lots of scenarios to why the ball shapes the way it does, but I think it's important to understand why it happens, and then we can work back and look at TrackMan figures to see how we can adjust it for you to make it work for you. Okay, I hope that helps, and we'll look into it a little bit more as the weeks go on, I suspect.